knowledge of celestial movements, celestial alignments, and markers. Thank you for the fact that it's already known. You already know how we're just seeing an unwinding of time. That's right. It's like an unwinding. Maybe that's where they get all their corkscrewing and spinning from. Sounds a little fishy to me. So, people left in an age of deception, but thank you for letting me give the message and declare it to others about this passing of this age and being in this new age where the veil, the cover is lifted off, removed. The truth is being more abound now. It's still very rare, but it is something that is part of this new age that with out comes the old, and out with the old and in with the new. So people coming to the understanding, right, by pulling off these thousands of years of deception, by changing of the calendar time. It says that the devil will be allowed to change times and seasons, and it's already happened. It's already happened. A lot of the things that are in scripture have already been fulfilled, but they'll happen again. That's the beautiful thing. It's a living testament, old and new, right? So what an amazing time to be a witness to the age. We're here again at the passing of an age, and now we're getting ready to see this another celestial alignment to add the ones we've already seen in nearly the last 10 years, not the first. We already saw the same exact marker that we hadn't seen since the time of the birth of the king, born in Bethlehem, and the firmament declared it, the handiwork, and we got to see it again in our time. Yeah, there you go. Talk about worthless stuff, man. Good for you, Bam. We see your fruit that you produce. You can leave now. This ain't a channel for children. Idiot toss idiots. People who are ignorant, don't have anything to add to the chat other than a bunch of low energy swine. Will know you by your fruit. So, yeah. All right, we'll definitely get you out here. This is an adult only chat, so if you're a child or acting like a child, we'll remove you from the chat. It's an adult only chat, so you want to have a conversation about some adult things. So, all right. There we go. We'll get rid of him. All right. I think too much Flintstones with Bam Bam there. Detroit. So, Michigan. What's going on over there in Chicago? Let me see. You're closer over there. You're hearing about them. Are you seeing this? These Venezuelans over there? Are you seeing these? What was that? Are you seeing these? Well, there's 30 to 50 million by my equation, because this just didn't start with this administration or the last one or the one before. This has been an ongoing. So a little closer to that side. I'm over here on the left coast, the west coast, and the Pacific Northwest. So they're out here too. Colorado out here taking over apartment buildings, and I heard, I haven't been able to double confirm. It's been too busy doing too many other things. Got to get winners already. It's an interesting time, brother, sister, being this time that we're in. There's all these things that are happening so very quickly. Time is definitely, we're in a different age, and the energy from the sun, because this magnetosphere is weakened. So we're not getting the same energy. People are definitely not acting the same. I've always watched people, whether I like them or not. I still keep an eye on people. So thanks for coming in again, lady. Appreciate always having you here. Try not to stay on here too long. Pretty exhausted. Did just a million and one things today, and one of those days where half the stuff didn't turn out like I wanted it to. End up putting newer tires on the vehicle, and one of them's already going down. So you're gonna have to go back to town tomorrow, figure something else out. But anyways, that's the way it works. Life's not Burger King. Can't always have it your way. So, but did get a lot of things. Did move. Get a lot more things done out here though. Winter's coming, guys. Man, this sun. If you're watching the sun, the polarity's changing. I said we might have another year and a half before this. You can see it on the sun, whether equatorial, the sunspots are either in the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. That's tells you whether you're in a solar maximum or a solar minimum. These are things that are cycles, things that I talk to you about constantly, try to beat into your head like a drum so that you can understand these things are cyclical. I'm not trying to just trying to teach you the cycles. That's all. If you want to look at them, that's fine. You don't, that's fine too. I don't, it's like that we're in the sixth extinction cycle right now. We passed into a whole brand new age, celestial age. We've left the age of deception. We've come into the age of understanding, the age of knowledge, the age of revelation. We're in the last book. We're in the last book. What a beautiful time to be a witness to an age, passing of an age in the last book, the apocalypse. You know me, that's my favorite book. So, welcome to the new age. The firmament declared it. It's already been marked. We've already passed that. People have been left behind. A left behind generation, 99%ers. 99% of the world still living in deception. Don't even know that we've passed into a brand new celestial, and we've entered the reset. Reset is revelation. Revelation, reset. Pull all the lies off of it. Expose the truth that's been there all along. Out of nowhere, seeking ye shall find. Ask. Knock. I'll come sup. And you will receive that aletheia, that truth, that understanding, that tree of knowledge, if you will. Right? He warns us from eating of the tree of knowledge, you will perish for lack of knowledge, though. So be careful. It's a fine line that we walk. Yes, it's a narrow path. Only those that are walking on a narrow path, willing to narrow themselves and narrow the things of this world, are those that he chose. He doesn't choose people who don't walk in his commandments. Those are vessels of wrath. There's a difference. So should be pretty obvious right now. People are declaring they've got people so split up in different colors and letters. Everybody has a letter now. I'm a plastic man. Yeah, right. Everybody's freaking just divided and conquered at this point. So, yep, no unity, no uniting, no coming together as a humanity. Let's chop them up in different colors. We'll mix red and blue. We've got some purple people eaters over there. We know what they do. They like the island. They're island people, right? So, how about them celestial islands out there, eh? Why, is that what those are? Everything's electrically connected, so is it an island? Location is everything. Where are you going to be during this tidal shift? If it's a literal shifting of the tides, like I think it's going to be, you're going to be somewhere where the government's already The federal government's already taken over. They're going to not let you be there. You're going to be in one of those areas that they'll let you be. Yep. There are. You see what's going on, guys? I hope people, like I'm saying, all this stuff that man, this is happening so fast. These people are kicking people out of their apartment complexes and they're paying them, brothers, sisters. You know, this is like mafia level that we got going on now. You know, these people are like, all right, get out. You know, did you hear about that? What was it? The Aurora congresswoman or councilwoman, whatever she was. She goes there to get this lady out because they're threatening her. These TDA gangs from Venezuela. The cops escort her in there, but they don't remove the gangs. They don't remove the gangs. They let them do their thing and say, well, that's a civil matter. And then before this lady can get her stuff out, there's already people moving her stuff in there. This is happening at a rate, you know, like I said, that's, you know, I already told you they were breaking, you know, the whole J6. I said they went into Washington State over in their Pacific Northwest, went in to the Capitol up there and were demanding that their hotel rooms were not good enough. They wanted apartments, and here we go. Boom, shakalaka. Look at that. What do you know? You know, I can only tell you so many times of what is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And I don't always get my timeline right. I don't pick times, but things are quite obvious where this is headed. So Blue Helmets, YouTube, Blue Helmets, Executive Order 11004, millimeter walls that you can't see, 15-minute cities, relocation camps. That's right. Educate, focus. Let me put you in here. You can educate. We'll re-educate you. Come on in. It's like Sunday camp, right? Sunday, Noahide law. Let's put you back under the law. Yeah, it's coming. Mr. Badman Orange, going to take your Second Amendment from you, and nobody's talking about it. Why do you think you got earmarked? Just one more. 2 witnesses, and there they have all the reason to do it. Huh? Yep. With this ritual. Blood on the finger or the thumb and the pinky and the toe. Oh, gee, what do you know? All done by a ritual, kind of like their masquerade they had for how many years? Stand on the X. Yeah, I've seen too many Wile E. Coyote cartoons. I'm too old to be standing on that X. I know what happens. So they sure dropped the ball, didn't they? Big old round corona, lockstep, worldwide governance. As the world's waiting for a one world government. I love it, man. What a blessing to have this understanding, not participate in this masquerade, silly reindeer games with their pagan worships of their corona, their crown, the Ouroboros, the halo, the serpent, eating its own tail. Drink a beer, corona, right? Crown. He said, let no man take your crown. Did you get your crown taken? Busos, brothers, sisters, bathos, narrow is the path, hados. You might want to go back to the word. That's the only aletheia in this realm that I see. Everything else has been forwarded, perverted, corkscrewed, and spun and changed from its original definition or meaning. Yeah, they're telling you these people are, you know, newcomers now. Can't call them immigrants, can't call them migrants. They're newcomers. So nope, you got to get out of your house. They're coming in. Relocation camps, YouTube, Executive Order 11004. How many times have I said that? That was under the 923 executive orders under the Obama administration. Remember Mr. Barry? Mr. I saw lightning fall from heaven? I was warning you back then as he was doing it live. No, we weren't doing it live back then. But I was doing channel videos. Not on this channel. I didn't have... That was Truth Viral. You ever been on Truth Viral? I am Truth Viral. I'm the host of Truth Viral Television. I'm TV. Truth Viral Television, where the truth goes viral. So that was an old channel, brothers and sisters, where I was warning you of these things. An old channel. I've been doing this for a while, trying to blow the horn, letting you know what's coming. No, Tracy, that won't be for another 3 or 4 or 5. Yep, soft medical martial law. Yep. Oh, never forget, Mr. Thump. turned over this country to the emergency management federal agency. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Concentrate. I already told you. Millimeter walls. He never said about a wall. Yeah, True Viral is still up. They've locked me out of that channel. Swept all the channel well, there's still content up there, but that's old school sweeping. They've been sweeping on YouTube for a while, guys. They've been doing YouTube. Millimeter wall is what Thump is going to put over these cities so you can't get out. You can't get out. Not 15 minutes to one way, 15. He never meant he was going to build a wall that you can see. Stolen Tesla tech, Jonah. Stolen Tesla tech. Him and Mr. Stinky Muskrat with his glass holes. As is above, so is below. They think they're going to survive this tidal shift. Millimeter waves and millimeter bowls. Glass holes. Mr. Glasshole, Mr. Musk, call him Glasshole. Remember, he's digging nuclear glass holes. It fuses the earth together, makes a watertight glass hole. Mr. Musk, his EpiPen Island buddy. So, yeah, Stinky Muskrat. So, tired of these people calling him out in my last days. Though, do not partake in their unfruitful works of darkness. You'll know them by their fruit, brothers and sisters. Rebuke them, shine a light, expose them. He said, do not hide that light in a basket. Let it shine. Put it on the top. Let the whole house light up. Let the whole house see it. Do not hide it. Put it on the top of a mountain, brothers and sisters. Put it on a blog and let it go out throughout the world. Hallelujah. Thank you, Father, for this shofar. You allow me to sound this message to your flock, those that you chose, not me. That's not for me to choose. It's not for them to choose. You bought, you paid, you chose from the foundation of the world. You know, only you, Father. That's right. We cannot condemn a man. We're not to put that seventh trumpet on them. The final trump. That will only happen. Judgment will only happen when the dead rise, not out of the sky, from the dust, not out of the sky, and from the ashes, not out of the sky. Dead people don't go to the sky. Nobody's in the sky. Why is everybody looking in the sky? If you look in the sky, there's all these, whoa, welcome to the new age. Are you living are you a living apocalypse? Are you a living revelation? Are you a living testament of his will? Are you a walking gospel? Are you a walking living cross? Are you literally the gospel? Do you get up and die and rise every day? Hallelujah. Death to self, brothers, sisters. Die daily. That's right. Resurrected every day. Lifted. Lifted up. There we go. That's what I'm saying. That's him. It's not us, brothers, sisters. He's what shines in us. He's our prize. He's the one that's the light in us. Right? The one that can't sin. The one that's blameless. Yes, he cannot do no wrong. He created all things. He's the creator of all these things that you see in this time, dimension, and space that you're in right here. Not somewhere in the sky. God is not in the sky. Dead people are not in the sky. Where in the TARDIS do you get that? Where in the Hades do you get that? Where does it say that dead people are in this when the seventh trumpet sounds, brother? Do not put that seventh trumpet on people, brothers, sisters. Judge them with righteous judgment. Put the word of God on them. Put the word of God on them. That's what tell them, the broad and the narrow. There's only two ways, brothers, sisters. There's the broad path, right? The broad way. That's a wide, wide path. There's no narrowing of self, no narrowing of the world, no death to self, no daily cross, no die daily. Just earthly things, right? Earth. The ruled by the spiritual wickedness, ruled by the principalities, ruled by the powers, ruled by, yes, spiritual wickedness in high places, and ruled by the rulers of the darkness of this world. Those will be the Venezuelans and the migrants. They'll put them on the migrants and they'll do what they're told. They'll pay them and they'll go, yes, sir, let's go get Whitey. Uh-huh. Go get him. He's playing Call of Duty. He's got World of Warcraft. He's too stoned out of his mind because all he does is go to the dispensary and smoke pot all day. And he's or he's a Mexican American. Go get him, boys. Go get them Second Amendments. Mr. Agent Orange said, take him first and prosecute later. Yep, Mr. Bad Man Orange and the red flag gun laws. Never forget. Never forget. You guys forget. Executive order, YouTube. That's right. He would send the National Guards directly to your door. Don't ever forget. I was telling you. Already telling you. I can only tell you before these things actually happen, brothers, sisters, right in the face. Coming to a neighborhood theater near you. Yep. It's already happening. So I heard that, and I don't want to confirm this, but I can confirm that in Aurora, they are taking over this TDA. And brothers, sisters, those people are like MS-13. They don't play around. They'll like cut you up. Like, they're not nice people. They don't care. So 29 million people lived in Venezuela prior to us going down there and displacing them. I told you, instilling central banks, inflating their currency, brothers, sisters. $5 Bolivar dollar, that's American. Bolivar is Venezuelan. $500 for a cheeseburger. $5, $5, $3. What do you need a buck for? That's what I asked my dad for $5. Yeah, right. But no, $5, $100. We know you need $500 for that cheeseburger now. Yeah, there was 29 million people in that country. 7 million of them have left the country. Where do you think they went? Where do you think those people are at now? Oh no, they're Salvadorians. They're Nicaraguans. They're Argentinians. They weren't asking no questions. Remember, just letting them in. Yeah, they're Hispanic people, brothers, sisters. People don't know the difference between an Hispanic person and a Mexican, or a Mexican person and an Argentinian, or somebody from, try calling somebody from El Salvador, a Salvadorian, a Mexican. They'll let you know they're not Mexican. Yep. They're Latino, okay? But people don't know. They're ignorant, whitey American. And I'm not saying, I'm just using that as a genre. Doesn't have anything to do. White isn't even, they never call anybody white in history. You're called Caucasian. So God created one race, the human race. That's it. You believe anything else, get out of my chat. You're a racist. He didn't put melanin in our skin we have different ethnicities and cultures, but we don't have races. Stop your nonsense. You're going to tell me there's aliens or something. Get out of my chat. Unsubscribe. Don't need you here. Don't sup with vipers. Don't cast my pearls before low energy swine. I cast it out just like he did out of the church. This is my church with my brothers and sisters. He said, where there are 2 or 3, or in this case, 14 gathered in my name, my Shem, my Agape, my authority, not Jesus. My law, 2 John and 6, walk and follow in the commandments, my contract, more importantly, not the law of the flesh. There I'll be in their midst, not in houses made by hands. Thank you, Father, for being here with us right now. Thank you for sending your son. Thank you for all things, good and bad. Do not forget to thank him during the bad times. So to cuss and thank him. Oh, thank you, Father. Yep. Thank you for all things, brothers, sisters. He's creator. He's the equator. He's the one who pours out a just measure. You will reap what you sow. That's right. Your works don't get you there. It's faith, brothers, sisters. But faith without works is dead. So try to remember that. You can't think that you believe in Jesus, because believe is a verb. Yeah, you have to put, that's a verb. Faith is a noun. You got to put legs on those faith. He said, loins girded in my service when I return. So it's not some stupid religion. I can't stand all religions. So religions are so far from the truth. Nobody's studying the word. Nobody's sharing. Nobody's churching with one another. Nobody truly is going over the gospel more than anything. What's more important than anything in scripture? The gospel. The gospel, the contract he made with his bride. The gospel. Why do you think he told all his apostles and taught all his apostles the gospel? Nothing more important than the gospel. That's the only way you're getting out of here. Who shall ever come after me? Let them take up their cross daily, deny self daily. That's the gospel. That's the gospel. You'll be lifted. He's the snare. Yep. He's the one who's going to take you right up out of here. In the sky, remember? God's not in the sky. Don't get it twisted. You might want to read the word. God's not in the sky. Is your God in the sky? Thanks for coming in, brothers, sisters. You know what it is. It's that time. It's time's daily cross. So we're in here doing what we do. Keeping an eye on the things of this world, because he said, be in it, but be not of it. So don't fall asleep at the wheel. Don't let nobody tell you history. The victor gets the spoils, brothers, sisters. So do not believe everything you read in a book. Discern all things, believe no man. It's very important that we define what is realistic is divine, definition, definitive. Aletheia, truth. The only way you're going to find it is through definition. So study the words that are coming out of your lips, your mouth, your energy. Careful what you speak in this time, space, and dimension. Yep. The placebo effect is probably one of the strongest effects in this time, space, and dimension. It really matters what you say, what you think. You don't think it has any effect. Everything has a positive, a push and a pull, a positive and negative. There's be up if there was no down. There could not be good if there was no evil. How the hell would you know what something sweet tasted like? Because all you ever had was something sour in your mouth. See, you wouldn't know what a good time was, would you, if all you ever had was a bad time? Or vice versa. See, he's the equator. He equates all things. Don't question him. He's doing all these things. Or is it you doing it? Is it your will? Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. So, are you getting in the way of the Father's will? Do you pray for his will, or do you pray for your will? Do you ask him for things? He already knows what you want. He wrote all things, so how could he already not know what you want? If he wrote all things, there's no such thing as luck. Do you live in a world where you think there's luck? Well, in that case, come in here. Come here in my tent. Let me rub on my ball, crystal ball here and tell you some future fortunes. Or hold on, I got this lamp. You can rub on that too, and yep. Are you rubbing it? Genies, huh? Another demon lying. Distributor of fortunes and lies. Hold on, come on, give me your money. I'll read your palm. I'll tell you everything about your life you ever needed to know. How about some cards? We'll read some cards. And when he plays shuffle and play, he knows where the dice lands. Don't act like he doesn't know where the dice are going to land. You can't just stack the deck. He knows if you're going to cheat. You can't cheat God, brothers, sisters. He writes all things. He writes all and creates all things you've ever done. He made you do it. Well, no, he wrote what you did. He already knew because you had self-will and you didn't follow his will. You followed idolatry. You served the dirt instead of serving the Father. So you can serve two masters, he said. You can't serve mammon, self, and God, the Most High. Shiloh, the gospel, the one who said, let no man take your crown, born of Bethlehem. The lion, the one that holds the scepter, the inheritance. He destroyed the physical, and now it's all spiritual. We're not under that testament anymore. Hallelujah. Woo! Don't let them put you under the law, brothers, sisters. Don't let them put you on. Do you put yourself under the flesh? Wrestle not against flesh. The Apostle Paul knew. He'd been a mass murder of Christians. Imagine how to leave that behind and take up your cross and go out and share the good news. Hallelujah. He destroyed the temple, and he's going to come back and he's going to save all flesh this time, brothers and sisters, not just 2 houses. Isn't that beautiful? That's the most beautiful thing. That is so beautiful. Because that's when he comes back. That's the gospel. That's the scepter sign, when all the evil is taken from this earth, the inheritance, the one he said, let no man stake your crown. Let no man take it. Don't steal it. Don't take it from you. They will try to take it. They will wear you out by, remember, distributing fortunes and lies. Can you define? Are you sure? Police state already here. Metaverse already here, right? Are you sure? That's little Bob, by the way. Little Bob, B.O.B. Bob. Bob knows. He said, I think he said, was like 8 years he wrote that song before the COVID. He said, if you sneeze, if you go outside in the air, if you sneeze, you could break it. That's how tense it is. Remember that? You know what I'm saying? Remember that whole thing, sneezing in public? Everybody freak out when you'd sneeze in public during COVID. Never forget, brothers and sisters. Don't forget, Mr. I'm going to take your Second Amendment from you using the red flag gun laws, bad man orange, right? I'm going to send the executive order to your door. The man who used the Tesla tech that dropped 3 steel buildings with 2 airplanes. That doesn't add up. You do the math. Yeah, that guy. Never forget, right? Yeah, never forget. Just not 11 and 9, blind 11. People are blind. Never forget the dancing Israelis. This man wants to put you back under the law, brothers, sisters. You better pay attention. Yeah, King of Israel, the chosen one. He said, I am the chosen one. So I hope you see it coming. I see it coming as plain as the nose on my face. And I don't have a little nose. So whatever it is, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm going to be wrong. Maybe I won't. Maybe this title shift will be the deciding factor, and the sun will be the deciding factor. Like I told you, you better find a place somewhere about 6 feet under. And I'm not talking about taking your life. I'm talking about putting about 6 feet of dirt between you and that sun. Yeah, not just your little shingle roof. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow that house down. Watch the big bad wolf. Apollyon, the sun god. The sun will be the deciding factor. Shiloh. Hallelujah. Which sun are you talking about, Tracy? You know me. I'm always talking about the S-U-N. Yeah, hallelujah. And the S-O-N. Sure talk about the stars a lot. You sure you're not a pagan? Be not dismayed at the ways of the signs of the heavens, brothers and sisters, for the heathens are dismayed at them. I'm not trying to cause you dismay by these celestial signs, markers, times, and seasons. Genesis, stars, sun, and moon. Matthew, there's many. I'm just like, those are my, yep. You got to go to the go-tos, the ones that the people know. Go with what you know. Go with what they know. Hey, if you're going out and you're going to spread the message, you got to go with what you know, right? Aletheia, the truth. That's what we do. Go out and share it. That's the gospel right there. Birth, the birth of the sun god. Apollyon, remember the wolf? Big bad wolf. Mr. Thump Tower, decorated with the big bad wolf, sun god. Careful. I guarantee that sun's going to huff and puff and blow your house down, or if you're not, you're going to be turned to a pillar of salt. Location is everything. Location. Cities, population density be the #1 killer, brothers, sisters. Guarantee you that. That will be the factor too as well. Food. People not using their head. Like Mr. Agent Orange Face Sun God. He has his face. It's like he wouldn't be thinking with their head anymore. It'd be like it was chopped off or something. He's like just only thinking with their gut. You ever see anybody only thinking with their stomach? They don't act the way that people who use their head, do they? Seriously, you ever have your old lady, she gets kind of cranky? Just give her some food. That's all. That's probably all that's wrong. She's a little hungry. Maybe she's a little anemic or something. She needs some, seriously, ladies get kind of crazy when they get a little hungry. Yeah, they do. Just give them a little food. They go right back to normal. Reset. Oh, that was all that was wrong with her. She's a little hungry, man. Make her something to eat. Get her some food, man. Stop arguing with what you want to eat. Arrogant or humble? I'm neither of those. Sorry. I'm not humble. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm humble. Who am I to decide that I'm humble? I'm not humble. I'm a very outspoken man. So how could I be humble? I'm not a humble man. Arrogant? I'm not arrogant. I'm filthy rags. I'm dirty swine. Filthy dog, camel dung on the donkey he rode in on. How about that? So I'm nothing. I'm just here to do what it is I'm supposed to do. Spread the gospel. Whoa, if you don't, brothers and sisters. Whoa, if you don't. How about you? What are you up to, Rupert? You cast out any good fruit for the people here? Be charitable with your time and help a brother out. Open up a door for somebody, give somebody some of the gospel, give them some. You can give them a little bit, brothers and sisters. You don't sup with them. Remember, that's what he said. Don't sup with vipers. So remember, he said, you knew I was a snake before you let me in. So, MAGA. High Satanist. That's MAGA. That's the high priest of the Satanist church, brothers and sisters. Remember? Oh, man. What a crazy place we live, time and space, correct? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing where we can live in a world where one of these mass murderers in chief, red one or a blue one, if you're voting for one that's either a mass murderer, they're the head of the military, all the military, they're commander in chief. I think if Kamala gets in to be the commander in, never mind. I don't think that's not where that noise would be coming from anyways. So, oh man, that was terrible. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I didn't come out. Get in here, mama. Get your babies. Can you hear mama? Oh yeah, I always do. Daily cross, whether I like it or not, he makes me. Well, if I don't, I got to spread the. How can I not? I live in a time where I got to be a witness to the same celestial marker that birthed an age, birthed a king. Come here, mama girl. Come here, mama. Come here, DB. Come here, my little bee. Or take a kitty break. I'll take a kitty break and say hi to my mama. She needs some lovin's. I love a girl. In my peas, it's my little sweet pea. She's such a good girl. She's just being a good mama, taking good care of them kittens. Oh, what's going on with your tummy? Did you eat? You went and ate before you came in. Your stomach feels really full. Did you eat a whole rabbit at one time? Did you eat a whole rabbit? Huh? She loves the dad. She loves the dad. She wants to say hi. She's a little ham. No, she just sits still. She just loves being with her dad. Her loves when her dad picks her up. Oh, we're such a good girl, mama girl. She's my mama. She's my good mama. Oh, I love my mama. Oh, you're doing such a good job. You're doing such a good job. Oh, I just love you. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Your dad's kitten girl. Oh, yeah. There we go. She's my little kitten girl. She's Juniper. She's my high desert kitten out here in the high desert in the Oregon outback here. You want to go outside, mama girl? You got to go to the door. You want outside like the kitties. So silver, copper, and gold. I'm a silver bug, personally. Silver is well, all I got all taken from me. Let's not talk about precious metals, darn it. But anyways, gold's at an all-time high. Copper. Did you guys anybody go watch Casey's video at Enter the Stars about copper? I told you to go watch that video about copper and how soldier of God, hallelujah. First, always battling. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, spiritual wickedness, and the rulers of the darkness of this world. That's who we were supposed to be battling. So, yep, gold is on an all-time high, and it'll probably dip back down here if the markets dip back down. If the Fed lowers, if the Fed, oh my gosh. Anyways, they're not federal, but if Powell lowers rates, I'm sure we're going to see some, it's okay. Remember, not everything's supposed to go up. Ebb and flow, ebb and flow. Most markets between a 6 to 8 year cycle are going to give about 10 to 20% of the gains back naturally. So, but we don't live in a free market anymore, brothers and sisters. That's why they had to outlaw silver, because silver would, you notice there's the gold standard, but not the silver, because if they competed against each other, they couldn't manipulate the two, right? But they can manipulate gold. So just let you know, silver's the bank killer, right? Banksters, you give a man a gun, Red Dead Redemption, right? He'll rob a bank. You give a man a bank, Jamie Dimon, JP Chase Morgan, he'll rob the world. So here we go. It's all happening now, guys. Central banks are buying more gold than they have since the history of since 1913. They're buying more gold right now. Gee, I wonder what's coming next. The big money always moves first, brothers and sisters. How much cash? How many of these top executives have retired in this last year, 2023, have stepped out of the market and said, all right, Berkshire Hathaway, look at all this money being pushed out into cash. Cash isn't going to die, guys. Cash isn't going to die, because why are all these people holding cash? Okay, they know what's coming. Okay, they know what's coming. So be ready. That's why, have a water filter first. Have one of these. Get one of these. Get one of these. Get a water filter. Have some long-term food storage, something you'd actually eat. Don't buy no cheap crap. Buy something you'd eat. Remember, Canadian Prepper, he says the company he represents is their long-term food storage company. They say, we want you to eat it so you'll buy more. So make sure and then get yourself into the precious metals. Oh, you better have something to protect your food and your water filter. And then you can participate in the precious metal sector. Yep, it has. And even more than that, because they're printing $1 trillion every 100 days right now. Globe. Glipping, glopping, globen. I just did some Def Leppard. Woo! We just went back to some 80s, boys. Careful, you get a strike for singing on this channel. Frickin' the Tube, Hollow Needle channel. Man, they're like Stasi up in here with the music, I tell you. This will be worth more than your stocks, than your gold, than your silver. Heck, this probably be worth more than your wife. Some guy said he would have one of these. He'd trade me his wife for one of these. So, hey, how about that for some value? This is not economic advice. Consult with your economic advisor, whoever your Schwab or whatever you got. Why would you broker why do people broker their eternal salvation out to a man? Think about that. You're giving over if you had a lot of money, would you let somebody hold on to your money and control it for you? Well, how about your eternal salvation? Don't make me go back to that subject, guys. Where do you put your treasure, up here on earth or in heaven? So That's all right. You got to have money, brothers, sisters. We all get a different. Just remember, don't be so rich that you can't fit through that straight gate. Okay, that's all. You can have money, just don't love it. Be charitable. Do good things with the money that you have. God does give people. He gave David a kingdom. Heck, I can't even get one wife, and David had 150 wives and 150 concubines. So, who am I? Don't take any advice from me. Never mind. Do what the word says. Enter through the straight gate, for narrow is the path, right? Narrow is the path that leads to the straight gate. Broad is the way that leads to the wide gate. Broad is the way is the big city life. Big city life. Oh, never mind. Apologies for my outburst. Yeah, that's the wide gate. And the wide gate is where most people enter by. So don't have so much cash or whatever your riches are that you're going to fit her through that straight gate. So narrow is the path, narrow is the way that leads to the straight gate. And he tells us that it'd be easier for the eye of a needle, a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man through the gates of heaven. So don't worry, Mr. 47 said, I'm inventing a microscopic line of camels, and I'm sparing no expense. There's your 47th pretendant of this divided mass murder states of America. Yes, they are. You're part of it too, because you voted. There's taxes in every state that go to federal, and those went to strap and tuck your kids, $500 million. You get a vote on that, and then the rest of it went to Ukraine and Iran, and I thought it went to potholes. Iran, I thought it went to Israel and Iran. So we're funding both sides of the war? Yep. Ha! Oh, just like World War II, huh? Yes, Mr. Time Magazine's Man of the Year, the one that Mr. Thump has his house decorated, locked up in the pit. That guy. Yeah. Mr. Clown Show, Mr. Agent Orange, Mr. Badman Orange. Yeah, Badman Orange or Badman Joe. Same, two wings to the same dragon. Two cheeks to the same hole. Both EpiPen Island boys. They're island boys. So don't remember one's a Catholic. Remember I told you Catholics are Satanists. Like Christians are Satanists. They worship Jesus. Baby manger Jesus. Christmas, the birth. They celebrate birth. Anybody you know that celebrates birth is a Satanist. Yes, they're going after. That's what Satanists do. They celebrate. We don't celebrate anything anymore. And not under this testament. There's nothing. There's no celebrations or traditions. All the rituals were blotted out. All the handwriting of the ordinances, all that physical law is blotted out. We're not under it. Hallelujah. Don't let anybody put you back under the law. Mr. Thump wants to put you back under the law and take your Second Amendment rights away from you and probably jab you again. Remember? He gave you the Biden. You don't think those guys aren't EpiPen Island boys? Yes, they are. They're two peas and pedos and a podophile. That's nothing to laugh about, but seriously, guys, how do people fall for this nonsense? They're mass murders, either red, Democrat, that's blue. No, that's Republican. Democrat is blue, Republican is red. Donkey or an elephant? Which one are you voting for? Which mass murdering chief, commander-in-chief are you voting for? Well, your tax dollars go towards all of these wars, so you better be giving them some kind of authority, right? Voting for frickin' somebody who decorates their house with a Satan. And then the other guy can't keep his hands in his nose to himself, tripping upstairs, or was that Jim Carrey? I just say that out loud. I did. I said that out loud. Oops. Chocolate birthday cake. Your name is Satanist. Birth, the celebration of birth is Satanist. chocolate is not inherently, but cake is like they used to bake hot cross-top buns to the sex goddess of that married her kid, Satan. Remember Christmas, Jesus? That's Satan. Baby manger Jesus, born in the manger Jesus, that's Satan. So Satan married Semiramis, the wife of Satan. That's Satan. Christmas is Satan. Okay, so we're tracking. Everybody's got that in there. I feel like everybody's moving along here. Okay, so Christmas married Easter. Easter is Star, the star goddess, the fertility goddess of the moon goddess. Ladies have a moon or a cycle. They have their ovulation and their egg drops, their cycle, their Easter egg. Remember, Easter married Christmas, and when Christmas died, Easter married her son, Tammuz, the son of Satan. Yeah, kitty touch much? Yeah. So the son of Satan is Christmas? Yeah. Under the sea, the goddess of the dark. Remember the god of the dark with the fish hat, the fish goddess of the sea, like the Pope? Yeah, the fish hat. You know the hat that he wears? That's the daggone fish god. This is so. People are just love their Satan worship, guys. See, everybody knows a Satanist. 95% of the world are Satanists. They worship all these births and all these rituals of under the sea. All these Disney mocks you all the time. They call it Jiminy Cricket. Well, they mock God too, but you think you have a conscience. There's no such thing as a conscience. You have the Ruach HaKodesh, that not like demon voice inside your head. A demon is distributor of lies. No, the voice inside your head that turned on, that's called the age of accountability. Remember that? Where at one point you didn't know you were innocent like a child. Yeah, see, God's not somewhere in the sky. God is inside of you. Oh, well, I apologize. You're a Satanist if you celebrate any birth. You can't be any more vain. That's the word vain. Jeremiah. Might read the book of Jeremiah 10. This isn't some religious channel. We rebuke all religions because they're all vanity. And they celebrate these traditions of men like birth dates and the birth of their son, God, Satan, the one that Donald Trump has his house decorated with, the one that's locked up in the pit. Remember, he said, let no man steal your crown. They have a king over them, remember? You're Mexican. Cool. See, I told you guys, Mexicans are proud to be Mexican, and not proud. I shouldn't say that word, but they're not. Don't call Mexican, say a Salvadorian. They'll tell you, don't call a Salvadorian Mexican. They'll tell you they're not. Mexicans will tell you they're Mexican. That's what I know about Mexicans. I spent a lot of time in Mexico. So, anyways, I grew up around 90, well, about 70 to 80. It depends. It seems like more, but, around Latino people. So, that's your culture, but you're not a different race. Okay. So I don't do races. That's your culture. That's where you grew up, and that's the culture. Culture's okay. Races, God did not create any races. God only created one race, man and woman, the human race. I rest my case. Anything else? If you don't agree, that's okay. You don't have to stay here. Vamonos. Andale. Get out. Hurry up. Get out of here. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. So, anyways, no worries. We were having a discussion about I'm tired of America telling everybody that there's Mexicans coming across the border. Since the Obama administration, Mr. Barry, Barack Obama, I saw lightning fall from heaven. They were considered OTM, brothers and sisters. Mexicans don't even want to come to America anymore. It's getting that bad. Well, they'll come over here and work and send money back to their family. Have you sent anybody back to Mima or Papa at all? Your family, your grandpa, or your aunt, or you don't send nobody to nobody. You buy more video games, more World of Warcraft. So we've been exposing the lies of the fact that Hispanic and many of them from Mexican, came across this border for many years and did the jobs that old Whitey didn't want to do and made good money. Heck yeah, guys, on some of these people on their visas too, and not all of them, they pay more taxes than Mr. Whitey. Mrs. Whitey too, because she's into the games now too. There's a lot of gamers that play that are female gamers, or whatever. Go to the dispensary a little too much, maybe do a little too much Mexican American medicine cabinet meth that they do. Disgusting, but they don't do anything but sit around, collect food stamps. They don't do anything. They don't produce anything. These people come into the country, pay taxes the minute they get here. Go out into the fields, go out into work, get a job, pay taxes, get a car, pay taxes, get a cell phone, pay taxes, pay gas, pay tax. You ain't paying nothing. You're just sitting on your ass all day playing games. So stop telling people that are coming across the border are Mexican. You're an idiot. Not for the last 3 administrations. 80% of the people have been coming across the border are now been Venezuelan. 7 million people. There were 29 million people in Venezuela, brothers and sisters. And now 7 million of them are left. Where do you think they're at? Oh, they're Mexicans. Shut the... You guys are so ignorant, America. You're supposed to be the melting pot. You'd think you'd figure this out, but you would know your rear end from a hole in the ground. Two cheeks to the same hole. All these people, all you people who participate in these systems. Seriously, these people are feeding you as you're sitting there calling them, talking about how the moisture on their back. Seriously, it's disgusting people in America. The backbone of this country has been Hispanic people, brothers, sisters, and pawn shops. Seriously, give you a loan. But I'm tired of it. I'm exposing this. All this crap that's going on right now, we're going to go back in time because they were called illegals. They came here illegally. And they kept their mouths shut, and they tried to stay out of trouble. There was bad ones that came from MS-13 from Mexico. That's always been a thing, okay? They've always been coming from Mexico since I was a kid. Illegally, they called them illegals. They were foreign, and so they were here, and they were called them aliens, and not somewhere out of the sky. Illegal aliens. And now they call it, there's brothers and sisters, things have changed so much. People used to come here, families, would go through the process of getting a green card, getting their citizenship, doing all these things, and many didn't. Okay. So some of the people who did that, they didn't like people who came over here that were from their own, it put a lot of strain against each other in their own culture, but they still worked it out because they're more familiar, they're more family orientated. You couldn't put 10 Americans, white Americans in a little 1-bedroom apartment. They would beat the crap out of each other, put holes in the wall, destroy that place. You ever seen 10 Mexicans come out of an apartment, all wearing nice clothes, all drive nice cars? Not all of them, but the majority. It's crazy how people cast so much shade on what has gone on for the last 15, 20, 30, plus 40, 50 years of these people coming across the border. And for a long time, brothers and sisters, most people came here in America and assimilated just fine. There was always a bad apple. In every group. It didn't matter if they were coming from Mexico or anywhere in the world, okay? Try to bring you back through what has happened, though, under the, during the Obama administration, they were still coming across the border, other than Mexican, 80%, just so you know, way back then. So we're not talking about Mexicans coming across the border anymore, okay? Because they all came across here for a long time and assimilated just fine. So why is everybody talking about Mexicans coming across the border, and all this? It's ridiculous, brothers, sisters. Yes, they do, because they're right across the border, but many of them, haven't you ever watched Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke? The movie Cheech and Chong? Oh, Uncle Chewy, man, every year he calls the Negro on himself. Man, he gets a free ride. Anyways, try to put a little comment in it, but I'm tired of people casting shade on Hispanic people, especially people who are Mexican, saying these people coming across the border are Mexican. No, they're not. You're missing that out. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we displace all those South American countries down there, brothers and sisters, just not Mexico. We run Mexico, brothers and sisters, through the mafia down there, through the, the policia, the MS-13, the gangs, the government. America has their hands deep, deep in America. How do you think those, over 100 years ago, that country was disarmed, brothers and sisters? Disarmed. There's a reason why in Mexico that, you know, now if you're not from there, and I'm not saying, because the problem that I have, and if Juliana's from Mexico, Julia, she'd tell you, when they tell you in America, don't go to Mexico, that's the time you want to go. Oh, it's so bad down there. No, it's not. Do you know how many expats live in Mexico and love it? Absolutely love it down there. Yeah, there's bad. This worse than America in a lot of places, guys. Chicago, Illinois is the most violent city in the world, even more than Mexico. Mexico was the most violent country. Why? Because if the only people who have the guns are the drug dealers, the gangs, and the police and the government, gee, I wonder if anybody, the citizens, can come up. That's what does happen sometimes in Mexico. You can live a good medium, above, you know, middle, upper rich, you know, kind of somewhere in there. As long as you don't get too rich in Mexico, you know, I'm not going to have a problem. But when you start getting, sure, they'll push you right back down. They can do that. But it depends on which businesses you're into, because people don't do businesses that are risque down there and they don't have any problems. Remember Ford, all our factories are in Mexico. All our factories are in Mexico. Brothers, sisters, people don't have any idea what Mexico's about. None, especially most Americans have no idea. They think it's just a bunch of violence down there and it's just horrible. All that is, whatever. You don't have, there's so many good parts of Mexico, from the top, Mexicali, from the, you know, all the way over to the east side, all the way to west side, Baja, all this, all the way to the south, all the way. There's good spots and bad spots in every country, every town, every city. Okay. So, but I do want to say that the best time to go to Mexico is when they say don't go there, because a lot of the time the tourist areas dry down, you know, and if you go there during that time, man, they'll treat you like you're a king, and it's empty. Come on in, amigo. You know, what's up, señorita? Come on in. They'll always treat you good because that's their tourism is their industry, but they'll give you the extra special treatment when they have the time. So when they say don't go to Mexico, that's when you go to Mexico. So you know. Okay, guys, Mexico is probably the freest place. I don't believe in freedom, but Mexico is probably the freest place on this earth, planet, whatever you want to call it, during the COVID. Yes, it was. Their government didn't have the money to enforce that down there like they did. A lot of Hispanic people went along with it. And as a culture, I noticed too, a lot of Hispanic people wore the mask. Like in America, people, they don't want to get in trouble. Imagine if you had somebody in your family that was here illegally and you guys all live together, you would all wear the mask to make sure that you didn't get that person in trouble. They're like that. They're familiar. They look after each other, not like Americans that don't give it. They just throw each other the dogs, you know, in America. But I do want to tell you guys, if you ever thought about visiting Mexico, you want to go there when they say this is the worst time to go. Don't go there. That's when you go to Mexico, just so you know. Mexico is a beautiful place. The thing I admire about Mexico so much is that there are so many places in Mexico where there is a self-sufficient, not a city, but like a little rural town where like 80+%, some of it 90, some of it even more, brothers, sisters, is grown right there locally. Right there, everything is done. The little gadgets and the widgets and the phones and the chargers and some of the electronics and the pads, but most everything in Mexico is done in that same, dude, that's so badass. That's so freaking amazing. Those Hispanic people are awesome people, brothers, sisters. You know, they're one of the few cultures that have forgotten about, and there a lot of them are pagan, but you'll know them by their fruit, because they have very family oriented. And a lot of societies, even in other cultures, have broken down. And so I've always had a lot of respect for, I just go around. I told you, I was born in Los Angeles, California. So I said 70%, 80% of the people I grew around were Latino people, different, whether Mexican. See, there's, you know how many different kinds of Mexican they speak, Spanish they speak, you know, speak Mexican or you speak Spanish. They speak English now. No, they speak American now, guys. There's so much slang, broken, formal, informal. Hispanic people are very diverse too. So it's kind of, I just went off on one culture to show you how independent Mexicans are. They're their own. So don't call no Mexican some somebody from, Brazil, South America. Don't call somebody. They'll tell you, I'm a Mexican. So it's like you had right out the gate. It's like a redneck, brothers and sisters. In a redneck, people call me, that's people proud to be a redneck, right? So you call a redneck, he's like, hell yeah, I'm a redneck. You're not going to insult a Mexican by calling him a Mexican, okay? So anyways, like I said, we all, guys, they're so amazing. We are such diverse people too. You know what I'm saying? We are all one race though. Please, we all got to be here together. That's what sucks, man. Don't let them chop us up. Remember your culture. Remember the area you came from. They did these certain things. Again, customs and traditions we're not supposed to, but cultures and things like that. There's nothing wrong with remembering your culture, where you came from. You know what I'm saying? But we all got to be here together. I just look at Mexicans like people. So I think they're funny because they're just, they're just a neat group of people. A lot of them are very nice. They like to work hard. They like to, drive nice cars, and they like music, and they like to have siestas and party, and I need to find me a lady to make me tacos every day, and I'd be happy. I know I'd be in heaven if I died and I woke up and every day I got to eat tacos. Well, I whatever. I just maybe a food cart, like a taco truck style. I'm okay with sit down, plate, asada, or maybe ranchero, or something, but plate. But I like that taqueria style, tortas and burritos and tacos, and yeah. So hopefully I can get this thing taken care of, because I decided I'm going to Mexico. Already decided that. That was the first place I'm going when I leave the country. I'm going back to Mexico. You ever heard that song? I'm going back to Cali. I'm going back to Mexico. I spent a lot of time in Mexico when I grew up, guys. My dad used to take us there a lot. We used to go to Mexico quite often. And I enjoyed my time down there. We always had a good time. And like I said, it was nothing but good times. Never had any. A little crazy. Some things happened, but whatever, we always always got through it. Nothing more crazy that, well, I'm still here. All my brothers still made it through all that. And this dog is so funny. He's sleeping with his freaking legs up in the air. But anyways, please remember though, that during these last 3 administrations, brothers and sisters, the people coming across this border were not Hispanic people from Mexico. Okay. They were other Hispanic people from China. They've been picking up massive groups of people from China. I'm trying to explain to you though, they've been running these Venezuelans under the cover of Mexican, else, from Salvadorian, somebody who's from Brazil, somebody's from Argentina, they just look like they're Hispanic. People don't know what that means. They just think they're Mexican. They think everybody's Mexican. They think down there it's like it's all Mexico or something. I bet you Mexicans would love that. All right, everything down there is Mexico now. Hell no, they wouldn't like that. We are this portion right here. They wouldn't want that. They're very unique. So under this last administration, though, and the prior administration towards the end, they started teetering off people coming over here, brothers, sisters, with familia, a wife, senora, senorita, senor, families, the little ones, No more diaper bags, no more strollers, no more just fighting age men. And that's been happening now for, well, pretty much the whole, Kamala administration. I mean, Clinton administration. I mean, is it Barry who's running it, or is it Clinton who's running it? Or is Trump still in office? Oh, wait, I think it's Barry's third term, right? So it's Barack's third term. He's running it. Maybe Kamala. You guys, isn't that so stupid how they just put Kamala in there? Camelia, or whatever whatever that is, another one of those. You might want to measure their hands, heads, height, shoulders, hips. You might find out some of these things don't appear to what they seem that they are. Yeah. But anyway, so who's running the show? Who is running the show right now? Who ran the show during the 45th administration for 6 months? The Emergency Management Agency ran the show. Do you guys know that during the 45th administration, when Thump declared that national emergency, he used the EAU, Emergency Authorization Use Act. No, was it Emergency Authorization Use Act? Yeah, EAUA. Youth Act. This use of this usurping this long-term, medium-term, short-term trial and declaring a national emergency in all 50 states. Do you know what happens when you declare a national emergency in all 50 states, brothers, sisters? I covered this back in 2008, 7, brothers, sisters. I was covering this almost 20 years ago. Think about that. Almost 20 years ago, I was on this, covering this. Thank you. That's right. Thank you. And that happened during the Thump administration. For 6 months, they ran this country, brothers, sisters. They ran this country. He turned this country over to them. So don't think he's not going to do that when he gets in office. Instead of doing that, he's going to turn it over to the United Nations. I hope you see what's coming. I can see it very clearly. So I hope you're in the right spot. I hope you're in the right location when that comes, because I don't think they're going to allow people to move around the country like they do now freely. You might be able to move, but there will be so many checks, spots, roadside checks, or all these different locations. They've already set up so much infrastructure. I did this for brothers, sisters. Military police have more field missions during war than any other MOS in the military. We have 9 field missions. And a major portion of war is the military police is escorting high-ranking officials through hostile territory. So understanding navigation and understanding how movement, and I was a traffic reconstructionist as a police officer. That's what I did. Traffic movement, the movement of traffic. It wasn't all crashes, cars. Sometimes I had to sit there at a stop sign for 5 hours and count cars. It wasn't all fun and games, So I have an understanding the way it's called a defile. If you want to take and pull something out of traffic, you just move it around, pull it out. And there's all these things that are set up in your infrastructure in all the cities that I've seen. And it's appearing that it's something else. But I'm telling you, all this is set up. If you drive on the outsides of your cities and within your cities, this has all been installed in the last 3 administrations. All these defiles, all these ways to pull people out of traffic, keep traffic moving if they want, stop, block. It's all being put in, the infrastructure for it. And I know who's paying for it. The Dragon's paying for all of it. So these things are happening right now, guys, whether you understand or not what is happening in this country. All countries have a shelf life, brothers, sisters. All countries. America's not going to be around for thousands of years. We're just not that country. We are printing $1 trillion every 100 days, guys. That is unsustainable. By the end of the year, they have to print $1.7 trillion. $1.7 trillion, brothers, just because they can't. The compounding interest is eating this country alive. So nobody wants our dollar. That's why we have all these BRICS nations: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, with the 11 other nations, the 30 that wanted to join. That's like half of the world's superpowers, nuclear power, dollars, whatever currency they are, not spending a single dollar, US dollar. We used to blow people up for doing that, brothers, sisters. Not paying with our oil. We would annihilate your infrastructure, do a hurting on your children and the women, and definitely put a hurting on the fight. The best of the best that you got. Send your 18 to 30 our way. We're going to take them out. And that's what we do. Because if you don't pay for our oil with the US dollar, then we're coming to take care. See, this is all changing right now. This Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, that's the old Belt and Road. That's the old Silk Road. It's called the Belt Road Initiative. And they're reopening up that trade routes from the old frankincense routes, the old trade routes from back in history, China. And people don't see this happening, brothers and sisters, but it's already changing. So it's only going to be a matter of time. Again, one of the very first channels that I put out on this platform, I don't know how many years old it is now, but it's called America Ever After. I have a channel that's called America Ever After. I didn't have some fancy TV, all the slogan on that one. I just came on and blogged, gave information out on that channel. But I was talking about this time right now. So it's only going to be a matter of time, brothers and sisters, before this country becomes a different country. You better start planning on that now, on what you're going to do. And I'm telling you how they're going to do it. They're going to use Donald, Mr. McScrooge. Yeah, that's what it was called, America Ever After. I talk about this time. I talk about it. My son watched my channels. He's like, Dad, it's so crazy. I've went and watched all your old channels because, I didn't watch them for a while. Then I went and checked them out. All your stuff you're talking about, it seems like you're talking about right now. I said, I know, son. I've been studying this for a long time. There was a certain point in history, it would come a crossing, the reset. I talked about the Great Reset for more than a decade, solid, explained to you guys again. I know that I told over and over that 2019 would be the end. And that year zero would be in 2020, the Great Reset, year zero. I kept saying it to everybody. They're like, what do you mean year zero? And now I'm telling you location. You better listen to what I'm telling you, brothers, sisters, and do some discernment so you can ease whatever it is. If you come upon something that might cause you to, because I'm not trying to cause you to be dismayed or cause you to, be in fear or alarm. These things I'm able to predict things. No, I pay attention to cycles. I'm a reconstructionist. I don't predict anything. I don't make predictions. I can and have. I predicted the Boston bombing. Ask anybody you know me, anybody who knows me back then. Yes, I used to make predictions. Yes, I did, because I would read white papers, and I felt like if I felt like something was worth saying something, I would put it out ahead of time. Ask anybody you know that was around me back then. I was telling people, I said there would be an event in America because I was watching all this military leave throughout the United States via rail, move into the Boston area. We hadn't anything since the underwear bomber, brothers and sisters. Oh, that's probably, there's an old channel there. I was living in, I don't think I was even living in Oregon. I was living in Idaho back then. So, the only thing that had happened in this country was the underwear bomber. And that was a setup. That dude was a patsy. And I'm telling people, nothing had happened since 9/11. And I'm telling people, BOMBs, Barack Obama's in America. And people are like, what are you talking about? And I said, well, here's what I see. And I said, oh, this is where it's all headed. There's a major event happening that day. And I put it out and I told everybody. And I said, this is what I see. And they're like, dude, you're crazy. You haven't had anything since 9/11. What do you mean? Like explosions. And I'm like, it's obvious what they're about to do. They're getting ready to change legislature. Every time when they have one of these events, brothers, sisters, they make massive changes to our country. I hope you understand that. 9/11, the Patriot Act, you think this country is the same? They still touch children at airports to this day, brothers, sisters. The TSA still touching children since 9/11. Yep, that's sickening. That's just one aspect. The most unpatriotic act I've ever seen in my life is the Patriot Act. And that's what happens when they have these larger events. They moves along their next. So you better expect with this coming of this selection that's coming up that they're getting ready for some big changes. So I'm telling you, I see it as plain as the nose on my face here. It won't be Americans that will take Americans' Second Amendment right from them. It will be Venezuelans. 7 million of them have left Venezuela, brothers and sisters, and they don't like us. No, they don't. Most people don't like America outside of America. Only people in America think we're the good guy and everybody likes us. And no, most people don't like America. We're the only country to ever use a nuclear ordinance on another country, brothers and sisters. So I think that should kind of set us apart. Okay? Yeah. That'll make the other countries fear you for a long time. And so, yeah. See, again, people don't understand the way that things work outside of our borders. People are very restrained to this, these walls. I've always told people, you know how you want to find out what's going on with this country? Find somebody who was not born in this country, who came here from another country to escape their, jackboot thug government and came here to America and said, man, this is worse than the place I left. Yeah, don't talk to somebody who's lived here their whole life. That's called bias. They don't know anything. They really don't. They have a bias. You need to talk to somebody who came from another country, who lives here now and has something to reference from some other country. I left, it was so bad where I left. I came here, it was good, but now it's not. See, that's what I'm talking about, brothers. Just when I've talked to people like that 10 years ago, were telling me that. And here we are now. It's incredible how far this, Alice in Wonderland, down this rabbit hole we've come. It's incredible that this system is still going, per se. The whole thing is it's very surreal. It feels very surreal at times. Doesn't even feel like this could be possible. The president decorates his house with Satan. Everybody doesn't care. This guy can't keep his hands off women, children in public. We got to know what's going on behind closed doors. So all these things that are just swept under the rug, that whole 81 million people. You think that Joe Biden never even left his basement. He never even campaigned. And Joe Biden was the most popular president in the history of the United States. Does that sound right to you? Does that sound right to you? I mean, Thump was leaving people standing out in the cold. Seriously, people getting near frostbite, standing out in the cold, leaving people outside, sold out sports arenas. Selling out sports arenas. This guy doesn't even exit his basement, and he's the number one most popular president in the history of America. How is that even a thing? How is that even allowed? How do everybody just still STFU and go along to get along? That's where it's getting hard, brothers and sisters. So please, please, please try to figure out a way to push away from this system. The system isn't it. It's a beast. It's a world ruling system. I hope it's not ruling you. I hope you have a plan to get out of this system. Go back to the old ways. Go back to farming. Go back to agrarian, growing your own garden. Then you don't have to eat this crap. Seriously, there are ways to get around this system without fighting with each other, brothers and sisters. It's called evolution, not revolution. They want you to fight with each other. Donkey, elephant, Democrat, Republican, red, blue, fight, 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 fight. They want you to fight. Don't fight. Go around the system. The school bully will leave you alone if you don't give him the time of day, huh? See, 20+% of the United States public stops paying the old, throw the T in the R over 2 to 3%. 20%, and the federal government does not have enough money to even fund itself. It just dries up all on its own. That's right. That's how you beat the system. This system right here, you want to get around it. They hate people like me, brothers, sisters. I'm evolutionary, not revolutionary. I'm not looking to be famous. I'm looking to be infamous. It's more what happens after I'm gone. But yes, not while I'm here. See this problem? If you want this problem to go away, if enough people just go around, not revolution, round and round and round and round and fight, red team, a revolver, a 6-shooter, pew, 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 right? Right? Yeah, like a hamster on a wheel, you're going nowhere fast. If you go around the system, don't keep going in a circle, go around the system, the current system dries up all on its own. Nobody's got to throw any lead at anybody. Nobody's got to lose their life. So grow your own garden, become familiar with your neighbor. If they're growing, try to supplement, find other people who will trade other things, skill set. Maybe a seamstress. Try to start repairing some things that, don't just throw it away because it's broken. People used to repair everything. They didn't throw away anything. Things used to be much more quality and were worth fixing. Now I know things don't, but start working towards that. There are ways to get yourself to where you are doing, get off the grid, man. Become your own power company. I got the cheapest system in the world, seriously, but it's been working for a long time, and it works for me, and it gets me so I don't have a power bill. I don't want to pay a power bill. I already paid it. I bought batteries. I bought a solar charger, charge controller. I bought the things I needed, and I cut the power bill out. So, and it's paid for itself, and it's been a pleasure to be able to not worry about, oh my gosh, what I'm going to do when the power goes out. I have multiple sources, guys. So I'd love to sit here and talk with you all night, guys. I don't know why I feel exhausted, but I've been working my tail off trying to get, you guys have been building a shelter. I've been building an underground shelter to get away from the sun. And so I've been doing heavy block work, moving things into, 28 feet down in the ground. So from the top of the hole down to the bottom, from where I'm at now, it's a long way. And so I'm a bit exhausted, and I don't want to give you guys some half, thing here, but I'm normally not tired, but I'm not tired. I just feel exhausted. Feel like I just worked hard. I've been working so hard these last, trying to get ready for winter, not overdoing it, trying to work at a constant speed. So hopefully we gain something from this. I don't know. I just wanted to come in here and for the end of the day and touch bases with you guys, let you know I'm still kicking out here, still doing what it is that I do. And I'm going to come in here and make sure at least that I take my cross up for the end of the day. I think it was in here earlier. I don't know. I'm getting, like I said, the days are kind of blending together here for me. I've been working a lot, like I said, just trying to get ready for winter. I want to be prepared, and I got to get everything done so I can, like today, I changed like 3 sets of tires. I went and got tires put on my vehicle. Oh my gosh, that tire. I got tires, and one of the tires went flat already, guys. I don't know why God does these things to me. I finally come up with the money to spend this, which I probably should have saved for the land payments. Well, you need a vehicle to get around, and the freaking tire went flat, guys. The new tire, it's not new, but it's, oh my gosh. And I already paid to have it mounted and everything. Is Ocean's going to have to figure out how to go back tomorrow and find some more tires. Just when I thought I was going to get this handled so I can move on, because I really do need to, like I said, I need to get to the land payments this month. I have priorities, and then I can move on with finishing the shelter. So shelter's been taking priority for me, though, and I haven't even thought about land payments at all. So I just haven't. I have to place. I got good days, guys. I only have so many days before this. I'm not doing concrete when it's freezing out. And I live in the high desert, so it gets cooler in the mornings and it's hot during the day. So I better get off here. If anybody wants to support this channel, Lady in Red's been dropping links. You can help me out by leaving a Cash App donation. I'll take it in any form. You want to fill it up and make it rain in here, great. If you want to give me $5, I don't care. It doesn't, anything helps. And if you don't, it's okay. It's not a problem. I don't do this for money. So I had somebody come over and look at the motorhome today. It started up. It ran great. He didn't really bring he didn't bring any brake fluid. And I don't know, he left his tools, and he needed to, it's just the slave cylinder. So I'm giving it away. And I was hoping it was going to sell today. I was like, oh, I'm going to go fire, I'll just go down there. But he ended up leaving, and he didn't buy it. So I was a little disappointed. He said he might. I don't know. I don't do the be-back bus. If somebody's going to buy something, I asked him when he showed up, like, how are you going to get this? It needs just a little bit of work. But I guarantee if you know how to work, you'd drive it out of here in 15 minutes. I put the slave cylinder on myself. I should have just done that. I'm going to hop under there tomorrow, actually, as a matter of fact, and try to fix it. heck yeah, I'm going to try to fix it tomorrow. That's what I'm going to try to do. So I better get off here, guys. I'll probably have to go try to, I might have to buy another slave cylinder. They're not too bad. They're like $17 or something like that. Those parts are pretty cheap on those Toyotas for some of the hanging parts. So it's not a big, huge part. So I got some more cans. When I went up to the gas station today, I put the rest of my money in gas. I got about like 30 cans, guys, out of the trash can today. They were just on the top. Some guy walked over when he saw me taking cans out of the trash can too. They were just the ones that are on top. He gave me a bag, or that must have had 12 or something, a dozen. That's $1.20. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing out here, guys, and before winter. So I got to grind hard into the winter. I'll be able to slow down once winter hits a lot, because I just won't do the things, the concrete work and all this is the hardest part of my summer is now. I'm doing all the hardest work that I need to do. And remember, I'm doing it by myself. I don't have one other person to help me with this. So I appreciate you being there for me, guys, being there to come in and talk to and kind of have a friend, because I don't have anybody to talk to. The only person that I knew that was out here that I kind of was a friend, he just moved away. He moved away yesterday. So don't really know anybody now. It's kind of weird. I was like, man, that guy, he's actually somebody I could call and said, hey man, I'm in a pinch or something, and this dude helped me out, and I'd help him out too. I recently helped him out with some of the land payment money, because he needed to go get his kid, and he needed it, man. He didn't have nobody else. I'm like, dude, I got you. This is the money for the land, but I know your kid. I was fought for a lot of years for my kid as a single parent. I don't want him to go through the same thing. So I helped him out a couple times. It's not, he helped me out a couple times. So I'm going to miss having somebody like that. Like, oh man, my truck just broke down, or anything can happen, So my resources just went out here to zero. So anyways, I'm going to keep grinding though. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to look back in about a month, and I'm going to be happy all the work that's done. And like I said, I've been happy with the work that's been getting done in the shelter. So hopefully I don't need it, but I think I will, brothers, sisters. I think I will. So please go watch my channel content that covers the 10-24-24. Location is everything, brothers, sisters. 10-24-24. There's one on the water event. It's 3 minutes and 33 seconds. And the other one that covers the extinction event. So check out those 3 channel videos, not on the live, but on the channel content, on the videos. Check those 3 videos out. They're a little bit back there, and you'll see what it is, all my work that I've been working towards. So I've been working at that for decades, guys. And now I've been able to present the evidence and just kind of let it ride. So now I'm watching all the things that I said kind of come to fruition. So thanks for being a part of it with me. Okay. Thanks for staying in here, Lady in Red, and doing all the moderating for me. I think Lisa was in here earlier. I'm not sure if she's still in here, but I haven't still checked my emails. I have so much to do. That lady next door is going to be so upset that I haven't come work for her. Oh, she needed help. Whatever, I'll get it done for her. I'll figure it out. So, yeah, Ross too. So thanks everybody for coming in. I appreciate it, guys. I'm just running myself ragged out here. I'm just one man, but I'm trying to keep going the best I can. I just know if I put my head down, I'll look up, and then, I won't be able to work anymore. And it'll probably be about a month or so from now. And I'll be glad that I didn't sit around and used all my time to my advantage. So please do the same thing. I'm trying to go one speed. I'm trying not to go too fast, and definitely not trying to drag ass. You know what I'm saying? Yep, I see your comments. So thanks for coming in, guys. I'd love to stay on here another hour or so with you, but I need to just kind of unwind here a little bit. My back has been, it's not bad. I'm just working it. A lot of work, I feel it in my body, I'm not hurt at all. I'm just a little bit sore from, I moved hundreds of blocks, thousands and thousands and thousands. I can't measure how many thousands of pounds that I've moved around here in the last couple of days. So And I'm doing this all by hand. I'm mixing everything, all the concrete. I've chose not to use the mixer, and I didn't have a mixer when I started this years ago. So everything's getting done by hand instead of using technology. But I like doing it that way. I'm going to finish it by hand, and I'm going to look back and say, look, I did all that by hand. This one, no. So, yeah, well, probably. I don't know. I think I'm just going to freaking lay down. What time is it? Oh, it's only 9:30. I feel like it's like 10 or 11 o'clock. See, guys, I don't know. Something's like just kind of steam. Maybe I'll take a break, and I might come on before the end of the night. I didn't realize it's only 9 o'clock, guys. I'm just feeling, whew. I did get up early, though, guys. I was up, 3 o'clock. I got up, tinkering around, did something. I laid back down for a couple hours, and then I was up at 5 this morning. Bam, up working, so, and I didn't take a lunch until almost 3 something. So I worked almost 10 hours something today, guys. Then I went back to work. So I've only been working 6 or 8. I'm doing military type work back in the day, 12 hours, 16-hour days for 10, 20, 30 days straight, a month straight. Sometimes, you just put your head down and you don't think about it. And as long as you eat and, and drink enough water, which I'm out of water. So, but, almost out of water there. All right, let me go fill my water up, guys. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Want to make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're holding 17.4. Thank you for being a part of the 17.4. Heck, we were holding a little bit. We might hit the 17.5 in a minute. So make sure you stay subscribed to the channel, because they have been shadow unsubscribing people. Hit that bell notification if you want to know if I'm going live again tonight, tomorrow, whenever I go live. That might notify you, but that's the best way to get notified if I'm going to be back here on this platform, the hollow needle, the tube. And I appreciate it, guys. I do have you guys here. Links are in the description if you want to support it with a monetary donation. Okay, love you guys. I'll see you on the next live stream. Always agape. Agape is to walk and follow in the commandments of God. That means to love God. Okay, and that is found in the book of John 2 and 6. And that means to walk and follow in his commandments. Always walk and follow in his commandments. Always agape. Love bringing the truth, brothers and sisters. I hope we learned something this evening. Thanks for letting me sup with you guys. And thank you, Father, for being here with us, guiding us in the word. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you guys again on the next live stream. If not on for the end of the night, I'll try to get on here again tomorrow. All right? Always agape, and I am revelation, because I love to reveal the aletheia. Thanks for letting me do that. Thanks for being an ear and having to hear an ear. I'm Apocalypse. Whoa.